People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Now, away from football, relevant to football, but away from specific transfer news, young players, all of these sort of things, people. I thought I'd talk about what grinds my gears or my pet peeves in relation to football. And I know some of you might feel the same way, or you've got your own. I'd love to hear which ones you've got. But I'm going to kick off my thing. First and foremost is young players. And it's not anything to do with young players. It's actually fans. It's like people don't understand, not just young players, but development in general. It's like, especially with social media, if you put a 30-second clip of a young player at any top 6 club beating 10 man and scoring a goal, that's all people see. But before that, he might have tried that 100 times and it didn't work, or he might have given away a penalty and stuff, and then you call him the next wonder kid, and then the same people saying that are gonna be the next one saying he's overrated. So it's really this whole sensationalism sort of thing. It's like even Saliba, people get caught up on the players they're gonna be tomorrow, and they're not looking at what they are today. When Saliba comes, there's gonna be a period Arsenal fans are gonna kill him. Hopefully it doesn't. But he's 19 in his second full season. You know, he's got a lot of promise, but he's going to learn harsh lessons. So I'd say, I'm not saying not to constructively criticise. I'm saying that there's this energy to hell man as the next this, and then to stone them, basically. That annoys me. And it brings me on to my next one. Don't get me wrong, I love big players, big players, big money spent. We all want stars in our teams, but it annoys me that people think you need to sign 1 million stars to win any games. It annoys me that people underrate the need for coaching and improving. We know someone like Alisson or Van Dijk at Liverpool has clearly made the difference in helping them win trophies and boosting them up. But collectively, they've improved in terms of game management and things like that. It really annoys me. Another thing is, on top of improvement, people move. Don't get me wrong. When you look at Pep or you look at like Danny Rose with Poch and Pep deserve all the praise for helping them improve. It's 50-50. But it's like people act like these players are headless chickens and just can't think for themselves. People act like it's never the players who's improved, the likes of Sterling. Yes, Sterling got one-to-one help with whatever, but he's still the guy who had to put in the hours. Traore at Wolves, he still had to put in the hours. So it really annoys me that Rose as well, people move like he had 2 left feet. The managers deserve praise, but people act like the players have no say in that sort of thing, people. I would also say lack of judging players for what they are, not what you project them to be. Is someone like Paul Pogba or Mesut Ozil, or, you know, players you'd say are enigmas. Players that I'm saying, you know what, I'm not saying you can't constructively criticise them, but it's like, okay, Paul Pogba is not going to be what you have him to be in your head. Ozil isn't going to be what he's going to be. You know, that striker who might score 20 league goals, but he you know, he might not get 20 league goals, but his general play is good. Constructively criticise, but that's what he's about. Sometimes these are what football is about. Football is about your own style and things. Sometimes you just got to accept a man for what they are. Rather than project what they should be or shouldn't be beyond the realms of constructive criticism and healthy answers, people. That stuff really annoys me. I would say, on top of that, unable to put your own opinions to the side, people. Like, it really annoys me. You can have your opinion, you can think this player is rubbish, but you should be able to put your team to the side and say, all right, cool, let me look at this, regardless of what I feel, let me look at this player as a whole, sort of thing. I don't think that's there. I'd say agendas. Like, don't get me wrong, we all like to have a little banterous agendas and stuff, but in particular with the media, it seems like there's too many witch hunts, too many agendas against players, and other players get away with things. And sometimes people, whether it's pundits and things, they hide their agendas and try and arc it in legitimate ways and just push their things. I'd say agendas is annoying. I'd say this whole world-class stuff, man, like, every player is world class nowadays. Like, it's a disrespectful thing to the meaning. Every player. Don't get me wrong. Some players are top players, but not everybody is world class. That thing is thrown around too much. That annoys me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not the biggest fan of stats, but I'm not the worst critic of stats. I believe you marry the two together. I think if you looked at a lot of players who score a lot of goals and do all the things, and you looked at their stats, they're incredible. You use their eyes, they're quite crap. There's some players who should score more, get more assists, or who are ballers, but their stats don't do them justice. Like I said, you can constructively criticise both, but at the same time, you read too much into stats, it doesn't tell you a picture you get. So I'd say relying on stats too much, and just in a day and age where you're seeing pre-assists, pre-assists, sprints, I think you can take it out of context. And if you're not looking direct, if you haven't got a particular story you're looking for, and you know, if I wanted to see how many goals someone scores or how clinical they are over the years, so I'm going to obviously look at their goals, top 6 goals, you know, strike rates, goal droughts, all of these relevant stats. I feel stats is so broad, some people don't know what they're looking for, and it's just used for nonsense, people. So I'd say just looking too much at stats and stuff. I would say being afraid to ask questions as well, healthy questions, because I mean, you look at someone like Pep Guardiola, people asking him questions, but it's like, why? It's almost, I'd say the religious following that people have, it's like, it's almost a crime to ask something of Pep or ask something of Messi. Why hasn't Messi won something at international level? You always hear it's his teammates' fault, it's this fault, it's that fault, and a lot of it is relevant. But when are you the penny gonna drop at someone like my man? Now, Messi's one of my favourite players ever, so I'm not trying to hit him. I'm just trying to tell the story of what I'm trying to say, people. I'd say half-hearted players as well. Like, I really hate when players go into tackles half-heartedly. Like, get off the pitch, man. I'd say people that want to project their own crap onto players as well, because, you know, don't get me wrong, I would want to play football because I love it. But there's some people who probably don't give a crap about money. About football, and they're just in it for the peas because they want to live this life, or it's a way to escape poverty. I can't judge a man for that, and even if they do, it doesn't mean they're not going to act with integrity. So that annoys me. I'd also say, with social media and Instagram, and you know, football never turns off, and you get to see more about a footballer than you would ever. I'd say fans that fail to understand that you can live and breathe football but do other things. Like I'd describe myself as someone that lives and breathes football. How many effing videos do I bring out a day and whatnot? I clearly love football, but there's more to it than that in it. You don't always see it, but I have other interests. Because I have other interests, you're going to tell me I'm not applying myself or trying the hardest I can? Some of the crap you hear with football is like Bellerin. Don't get me wrong, Bellerin has stagnated, but just because he's got passions for other stuff or he wants to do other things, it doesn't mean he cannot be a good footballer. And when people say focus on being a footballer and things, you can focus on anything. Like, is your life patterned in the way it is? You focus on your job and leave it to them. It really annoys me, that one day. I'd say the biggest annoyance, the beauty of football is, you know, it's a level playing ground. It doesn't matter if you're poor or healthy. I mean, poor or rich. You know, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Doesn't matter if you're man or woman. Doesn't matter what you are, where you are. As long as you got football, you can play. It's a level playing field. I say that's the greatest gift of football. The problem is, in particular, going to fans. Some fans, and I see at Arsenal, they're a bit muggy. Like, I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, I went to Arsenal once. I used a ticket exchange. And I think I actually bought a season ticket seat. And whoever he used to sit next to and whatever, his little gang, they asked me, could I move over? I said, I'm not moving over. Because I guess he wanted to sit with his man them. I said, I'm not moving over. Because what happens when that person there comes into their seat or the steward comes and, I want no one telling me I can't sit here and I have to come out the stadium and things. So I was like, no. He was like, all right, left me alone. He's like, yeah, you know I'm a season ticket holder here. Yeah, I've been a season ticket for 20 years. I was like, all right, that's a cool story, bro. I don't care. Like, you can be a season ticket for 50 fucking years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean you're better or worse than me. Because you've got finances that allowed you that. That doesn't mean you support this team more than me. That doesn't mean you've got the same integrity as me. Not that I care about being less or more as a fan. It's just this whole smug thing. And I said to him, I was like, listen, big man, I don't care. Like, stop talking to me about that. Like, I literally said that. And then after, he just kissing my bum, basically, like, talking to me about the game. I said again, listen, don't stop talking to man. Talk to your friends, stop talking to man. And that's not because I'm anti or things like that. I didn't like a man's tone, so why are you chatting to man? And I'm sure many of you have been through something like that in general. I hate smugginess. Like, in another world, if I physically can't take your season ticket and use it myself, so be easy with all of that. That stuff there annoys me. Like, that's probably the biggest, man, car. That's one thing about football. It's a level playing field. I'd also say players not improving, you know. Like, there's no excuse for not improving. You have enough hours. Like I said, I don't really care if, let's say, Joe Blogs, he loves football, but he's got passion for science, he's got passion for this, he's got passion for that. Do all your things. There's enough hours in the day, especially with this lockdown. There's enough hours in the day as a professional footballer. Yeah? Do all of that. Do what you want to do. But I need to see improvements. I think you can still improve doing all of these things, but I need to see improvements. And I'm seeing players improve. I get it. Some players don't push themselves. Some players just like the lifestyle. Some people just take it as a job. But I can't take not improving. I can't take when people don't want to improve. I can't take, because I see it. It's like if I was a baller, yeah, and it's easy for me to say it, I'm not. But I would want to look back at 35 knowing that I gave my all, I applied my all, I played for every club I wanted to, I stayed at a club I wanted to, I don't have no regrets. And I see a lot of footballers, you're not applying themselves. And when I see players like, I don't know, Damari Gray or Jordan Ibe, like, you haven't again, if you're working in training, fair play, but you haven't improved. It's a pet peeve of mine. Like, you've not improved even in the slightest. Like, decision making is still poor. 2 players seen of being England players, nowhere to be seen. Like, I just hate lack of improvement. Like, I really hate lack of improvement, especially as an Arsenal fan, where there's numerous players, even in this side, that haven't improved consistently. It really annoys me. Like, even if you haven't improved in the slightest, people, it's a jar. Like, there's no excuse for that. So I say that's what annoy. These are the things that annoy me. Is there anything else? Somebody on Twitter said half and half scarves. I must admit they're a bit cringy, but I wouldn't say it grinds my gears. It don't really count, but I would say football clubs fleecing fans, because you know they fleece us. Ticket prices, Sky Sports, BT Sports. If you go to a match, you got to eat, you got to get tickets for your youths, and all the other expenses that comes with match days. And I think they really capitalise on this as clubs, and there isn't much we can do to stop it, Carl. We'll always love our clubs. If we don't go to matches or participate in certain things, other people will, people. So I'd say these are the things that annoys me. But pardon me, I'd love to hear what annoys you. Please comment your opinions. Please like and subscribe. Most importantly, please stay safe. We've got a whole bunch of vids coming, and I need you and your family well to watch them. So yeah, stay indoors, stay safe. I'll thank you all for watching. But for now, DG, I'm out.